Management Center. Today we have the Dr. Vinod Bindu Sharma to present this class. May I now request Dr. Vinod Bindu Sharma to present his presentation.
Thank you so much. Respected Army officials and deputies and international Army personnel, I'm very pleased to share the COVID-19 fight with you, particularly the Nepalese Army, the pride of the college. I'm so pleased to share this experience. I beg apologies for this language, considering the international participants. I'll be presenting my presentation in English. So, if you have any questions later on, I'll be pleased to address those issues and concerns. COVID-19 latest update. I'll start with the latest statistics. Until yesterday 5 p.m. we have collected 119,746 samples and tested them. Total positive cases in Gandaki province, we have experienced 14,421 positive cases. Out of total sample tests, we have 105,325 negative cases. Recovered cases so far out of positive cases is 13,158. That comes 91.24% recovery rate. And I'm sorry to spell out that we have been in the situation where we are counting deaths every day. And the total death is 191 in Gandaki province. That is 1,072 active cases so far. Looking at the districts, in our province we have 11 districts. And if you look at the individual districts, you will find the infected cases, recovered cases, and active cases. And we have mentioned the number of deaths in those particular districts. I'll start my presentation with brief introduction to COVID. It is a large family of viruses that causes illness from common cold to the fatal outcomes. And the coronavirus is real novel, it's new, and we have established that this disease can be transmitted from animal to human, and animal to animal, and human to human. So this is a communicable disease that the world has experienced of pandemic nature. Looking at the signs and symptoms more commonly understood, it is if you have fever, dry cough, body malaise, loss of smell, loss of taste, and diarrhea, we could consider that could be coronavirus or COVID-19. And I'm proud to share the initiatives that province government, particularly Gandaki province government has undertaken. And looking at the high-level committees, we have a high-level command committee that is led by Honorable Chief Minister. And then we have coordination committees. We have 3 different coordination committees that are led by different ministers. And we have Emergency Fund Management Committee that is led by Honorable Minister for Social Development. And we have task force under the Director of Health Directorate, working as a director of the province. I'm proud to lead these 10 different committees, and we have 10 different subject-specific committees. For example, Quarantine Management Committee, Health Desk Management Committee, Hospital Management Committee, fever clinic management committee, health worker and support staff management committee, communication management committee, health logistic management committee, ambulance management committee, and market logistic management committee. And we are really, under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister, whole Gandaki province is working. Ever since we experienced this COVID-19, the first and foremost issue was to manage laboratory issues, so that we have Gandaki province is the first province having lab protocol and case management protocol developed, and to offer these protocols to the federal government. And we have joined together all the laboratory experts of the province and physicians of the province to develop these protocols. For example, looking at the laboratory protocols, we have started from case definition, sample collection and cold chain management, packing, transportation, storage and cold chain, testing, either PCR or rapid diagnostic test kit or gene expert machine. And we have also mentioned that how would we manage the database regarding the lab test and sample collection. And we have mentioned, we have spelled out the communication management issues in that protocol. And similarly, we have developed the case management protocol and we have disseminated. And we, Gandaki province, have developed 5 different groups with 25 experts of laboratory management and case management, and we have reached out to all 11 districts and trained our health workers. And as a result of this, we have now 334 lab professionals working in the local areas and 28 PCR test lab professionals working in the PCR laboratories. So this is what we have really worked to manage the laboratory issues and case management issues. And ever since we experienced the first case in Gandaki province, we have been managing not only quarantine, more than 10,000 beds for quarantine and 40 isolation centers. And we have managed laboratories, we have managed communication issues, and we have been managing the logistic issues related to COVID-19. Looking at the capacity development of the districts and training for health workers, we have trained 580 health workers across the province on case management and infection and prevention and control, infection prevention and control. And similarly, we have trained 221 health workers on sample collections and swab collections, sampling and swab collections. And we have trained 251 staff on how to use personal protective equipment and how to test the case using rapid diagnostic test kits. So we have trained, as you know, that case investigation and contact tracing is vital in the course of COVID-19 management, and we have trained 211 staff on this particular important issue. And looking at the whole file, we have been working not only with health workers, we have been working with other support staff, for example, cleaners, ambulance drivers, and we have been working to update ambulances so that our drivers and patients can walk safely. For example, we have trained 200 ambulance drivers, and we have partitioned 192 ambulances so far. And we have been organizing training to motivate senior staff in the hospitals, particularly those hospitals working to manage COVID cases. And a total of 158 staff have been trained in Gandaki province in case management and using information management software in their hospital so that we can accumulate all their data in a daily basis. So Gandaki province is the first province to have established a communicable disease hospital in the province level. So we have not only developed concept, but also we have established and we have operated communicable disease hospital in the province, and we have established 40 isolation centers so far. For example, federal government initially announced 3 dedicated COVID hospitals in this province. One was in Baglum, second in Gandaki Hospital, third was in the neighboring district, Tanau. But we thought that these 3 hospitals won't be sufficient to cater the need of the COVID patients. So we have extended 37 more isolation centers in the province with 1,413 beds, so that we have really sufficiently managed the cases we have experienced. So, looking at the issues related to COVID management, Gandaki province government is the only government who has decided, not only decided, authorized the budget to the districts, to each district to have ICU beds established in the districts. Before COVID, except Kaski, Gandaki Hospital, none of the district hospital had ICU bed. Now we have been working to have established ICU beds in each district hospital. For example, we will have 3 ICU beds in Manang and Mustang, and rest of 9 districts will have at least 5 ICU beds. This is what we have been working on, and last year we have authorized 143 million Nepalese rupees to the district for this endeavor. And this year we have been authorizing more than 120 million Nepalese rupees to the districts to complement the process of having ICU beds established. Looking at the lockdown environment, we established then when the lockdown environment was imposed and our hospital's OPD service was suspended, and considering that environment, we established a toll-free number with phone number 1092. That was the program name was given as Hello Doctor, and we consulted all questions received from all over the province. And now, considering the active cases we have, and particularly the active cases living in home environment, and we have established this number to support their condition and to answer their health issues. And 2 doctors are working 7 to 7, and we have 10 psychosocial counselors working throughout the hours to support the cases, all positive, recovered cases, to support their psychosocial counseling needs. And this, I'm sorry, this is written in Nepali, but the message is we have been providing all information about ICU beds, ventilators available, the isolation beds available, and the contact person of the particular hospital and their phone number, so that patient will know where to go and which hospital having the beds, normal beds, ICU beds and ventilators, and patient will contact our hello doctor professionals, doctors, and they will direct where to go, and the doctor responding to the patient's issues will also contact the hospital contact person and let them know that patients from particular district is coming to their hospital, so that the hospital team will get ready by the time patient arrives. And this is the update on oxygen cylinders, ICU beds, ventilators in the government facilities. For example, we are having the oxygen plant capacity, we have 40 cylinders per day, and we can produce in our district hospital, government hospital, 40 cylinders per day, and we have 244 cylinders available in different hospitals, and 27 ICU beds, and 13 ventilators. But this is not sufficient. We are working to improve the number of the ventilators, ICU beds, and oxygen production. This is the Gandaki province capacity in oxygen production, ICU beds, and ventilators. If you look at the far bottom column, you could find that in Gandaki province we could produce 1,103 cylinders per day, and we have total 321 oxygen cylinders, and we have 141 ICU beds and 42 ventilators so far. Looking at the lab management, how did we really manage the lab effectively? Looking at the first day, we started the lab PCR test. We had only 2 PCR lab professionals. From that on, we trained and we continued training lab professionals. Now we have having 28 lab professionals working in PCR test, and we are having from 1 to 4 PCR machines, a PCR test machine, and we have extended the session of the test. For example, at the first day, we started 9 to 5. Now we are working from 7 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Sometimes it goes up to 2 a.m. And we are having 3 different groups working on PCR test. And in addition to this, we have established a gene expert machine that is highly sophisticated. You might know about it. It is used to test, to confirm the tuberculosis cases, and it can be effectively used to test COVID cases as well. And we don't issues. And if we have an air ambulance in Gandaki province, we could use the airbase of Army airbase, and we could use Army pilots, so that we could partner in saving our daughters giving life. This is very important, and this should be a very priority project. And province government is considering this project a priority one. And we are working to improve the nutrition of the mother and child, so that our kitchen, our home is healthy, so that we can start our healthy journey from the household level itself. And with this, I thank you very much for your time to listen our experience and our priorities. And particularly, I take this opportunity to thank all the ambulance professionals, security professionals, media professionals, and health professionals working tirelessly to fight against COVID-19. Thank you very much. I'll be more pleased to receive your questions if you have any. Thank you. Please.
Good morning, sir. This is Major Pranab Bhatta, sir. It's outstanding that 91.24% recovered cases in Gandaki province, sir. However, as discovery of new variant strain of COVID virus, sir, it is said that next wave is on the way, and it is expected to be more fatal. And also, Nepal, including Gandaki province, announced lifting of shutdown, sir. So, what would be the Gandaki province approach to cater for this new wave, sir? Limited resources, especially as you said, ventilators, only 62 ventilators in the entire Gandaki province, sir. And the expenses associated with it is paramount, sir. So is it accessible to all the public in terms of that? And also, sir, how provincial committee coordinating with national level CCMC plan, and how do you foresee army involvement in this next coming infection, sir? Thank you.
Wonderful question. Should I answer this part? Thank you, Major Bhatta. Considering the second wave and considering the new strain of COVID, we are aware that many countries have been experiencing the fatal outcomes and fatal situations, and we have been working on this. And particularly, we as a health manager, we are working to improve the capacity of the districts, and we are simultaneously working to have the vaccine provision established, and we are working on the spaces that we may need, and we are working on human resources and training, and to run the specific sessions that will be required. And your second question was whether it is accessible to the public. I could not get your question there. Could you please?
Sir,
whether it will be accessible to the public. What was your question in that?
So there are only 62 ventilators in the entire region, sir, and the expenses associated with this paramount, sir. So how do you prioritize, and is it accessible to all the public? Like the 100 cases shown in the province, so is it accessible to all?
Thank you. Wonderful question. You see, over the months, what we learned that the one who reaches ventilator, it is very hard for us to get them back, and we have been fighting. But the number of hospitals, number of ventilators we have may not be sufficient considering the second wave that we may experience. We don't know what the magnitude of the infection and the fatality it will have. But considering the experience we have, I think it will be sufficient. And on the top of that, we have been procuring around 20 more ventilators. I think that would be sufficient. But before that, before considering any patient to send to ventilator, we will be working on high dependency. We need to weigh high flow oxygen system will be established, and the people will be saved or prevented going to the ventilator side. And your last question was about what was your last question, Dr. Major?
Army involvement, sir.
Ah, yes, wonderful. Army. You see, Army, whenever there is any emergency, the first sight and first image is your uniform. And this is what you have established in the mind and heart of the public. You should be congratulated. However, we need to work to improve further service. For example, we have Army Hospital in Gandaki province, the wonderfully established hospital, but we have not treated any COVID hospital. That's not the way. I think we should be the first hospital treating COVID hospital, and we should show how ventilators are being used, how ICU are being used, how the patients who have reached to the ventilator they can come back to the family. This is an opportunity where Army banner could be even more highlighted. So I would appeal to the Army chief to have this facility used for COVID cases. And one more thing, that we have been working with the central CCMC, Army chief, Ministry of Health and Population in a daily basis. The communication is such a lively, so that although we have been living in different roof, different province geographically, but we are we are working in a fashion that we are in the same room. We don't have any issues with the coordination, communication, and support mechanism. Thank you for the wonderful questions.
Conclusion, weak, sir. So, in present context in Nepal, sir, we have all the news that the COVID-19 positive case is decreasing day by day. So, it is either precaution taken by the people and the government, or the people they started to stop the COVID-19 test. Sir.
Thank you. Your question one is the government of Nepal has really managed this ever since from where we established the quarantine facility, and we have been managing the isolation center in a way that they are safe. And there are a few very handful cases where people don't come to our facility to test the condition. For example, they might experience the symptoms, but they are not coming to test. This could be very few, but this number may not be suitable to generalize. The first answer, what you have is right, that we have been managing well, and the graph is really rewarding, it's coming down, and we will, I'm sure, we will working to maintain this graph to save our communities. Thank you, Major.
Last question,
Please.
if you have.
Major Shiva Adhikari, thank you for your comprehensive briefing, sir. So, dead body management is a complex topic, as you have mentioned earlier also. So, there has been an allegation to the security forces while managing the dead bodies by the public, sir. So, in this perspective, how this crisis management is working to address this issue or create a public awareness. Many people in this province with a different tradition and ethnics and cultures are residing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I do not agree in a general that security personnel are blamed. No, they should not be blamed. If at all any person is blaming, that's not true. The way security personnel are working, particularly the Nepal Army working to manage dead body issues. Although it is very emotional, if you look at the footages, and if you look at my Nepal Army personnel while disposing the dead body, they salutes. And they have been working tirelessly. They have been working, risking their own life, and it has well been managed. I think there is no issue of dead body management. What we have been doing, we have been working, and particularly the Nepal Army have developed the capacity to manage and to develop the protocols. One of the majors have led the team in the office of the Chief Minister to demonstrate how we are going to manage the dead body. It was wonderful, and it was really regarded by many media, and it's not an issue that people are blaming. I respect you, and I respect Nepal Army for having dead body management managed so well. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.